back to the Curated Home. Today we're in the kitchen in the living room, and what we tried to do in the living room is sprinkle a little bit of Halloween in here. It's not bold, it's subtle, and we've made it a cohesive look by sprinkling the same color and the same pattern throughout the space. That is one tip of decor design that makes for a cohesive look and really makes it look curated, very well thought out. So that is my tip for you for today. It's basically making your, sprinkling your main colors and sprinkling your main pattern if you have a pattern going throughout the space. The color and pattern that I chose for the living room is the buffalo check pattern, and then the pops of the brighter orange from like the typical Halloween. So I kept, as you can see, the mantle really didn't change a whole lot. The color palette really didn't change a whole lot, but I pulled in those extra little elements to slightly change the season in this room without overwhelming myself by doing so, because decorating can be overwhelming sometimes. One of the things that I did in this room was paid attention to the story that I wanted to tell through the vignettes. And in this room, I went with a play on witch's feet and her hat and her cat. Those are in a broom. The brooms are sprinkled in very sparingly because I did the broom theme in another area. So it's more about her hats and her shoes than anything else. And of course, a witch has to have a cat or a Toto or a Maggie. Maggie looks like Toto from The Wizard of Oz, which is one of my other favorite movies. I grew up watching that, and I think all of us pretty much did grow up watching The Wizard of Oz. It's an iconic movie, but anyway, I digress. So that's what I kind of went for as the story element in this room for the Halloween season. And I will take you with me as we lightly clean, dust. I always like to start with a clean palette, so I'm gonna dust, and then we're gonna put all the elements in, and then we're going to do an entire walkthrough of the living room and the kitchen together. I hope you enjoy what you're about to see. I made these Pinterest-inspired boo stands years ago, and they add the perfect little touch of spookiness to the fireplace mantle. This rag garland that I made a few years ago will add the perfect little touch of buffalo check and that traditional orange up to the garland on top of the fireplace that subtly ties in the patterns and the textures and colors from the banner below. And the last layer that will complete the fireplace is some pumpkins. I chose some dark green velvet pumpkins as well as some burnt orange colored pumpkins. And then I'm going to just sprinkle in the buffalo check mini pumpkins. I'm going to weave them in throughout this space to finish off the mantle and tie that whole look together. this witch ties in perfectly to the colors and patterns I'm going for. I made this wood bead garland with a tag that says "But first, Hocus Pocus," and this adds another little detail to the story that I'm telling in this room. And now we're going to bring the buffalo check pattern to the entertainment area. We're doing this by laying a table runner on top of the entertainment center. I found these primitive witches boots on Etsy, and they are going to set the stage for the story that I tell in the vignettes in the shelves underneath. So this area is going to be all about the witch's shoes. I love witch shoes. They're just so whimsical and cute. I can't wear them, but I love them. I've had these stuffed witch's feet forever, and I typically move them out further, but I need the doors to open. And I'm putting the sign that says "Smell my feet." I just think that is so funny. And then I'm gonna just place some other finds that I've had. These I got from a thrift store, and they're just actual laces, and they're just so cute. And I'm going to just simply add all these feet, and then I'm going to go in, because it's so dark, I need to have these boots showcased a little bit more, so I'm going to add some leaf picks behind them and under them and around them to help make those boots really pop out more. Now, I really struggle with these stuffed feet because I just really am not happy with having to stick them back in the cabinet. When they're sticking out and laying on the floor and they're like popping out, it almost looks like the entertainment center landed on her and her feet are sticking out. And I love that look, but because, like I said, I have to be able to get to the stuff behind the doors and they have to slide, I'm just gonna have to make do and get them to look as best I can in the space that they're in without having them stick out like I want them to. I'm going to bring the buffalo check pattern over to this area by placing some buffalo check placemats, and then I'm going to layer the placemat with another placemat that's the woven round placemat that just gives that natural element and that other little bit of color that kind of tones down the boldness of the buffalo check a little bit. It kind of blends it in better. It's like a hint. It's just another little detail of layering. And then I'm going to finish the look by adding a burnt orange blanket and then another buffalo check pillow, and then just our everyday pillows that anchor the couch. So I really didn't do a lot in the kitchen. I kept things pretty much the same. I did move the bread box over here, and I'm going to put the copper canisters that I recently purchased on top. It really fills in this space better because, you know, I'm trying to camouflage the fact that we don't have a backsplash yet. And then I'm just going to add a pumpkin to the top of Maggie's treat dish, and then her little sign that says, "I'm just here for the treats." You'll see in this area that I really just switch out a couple of things. I keep my vintage spice jars. I love them, so I'll always keep them up there. I might switch them out for Christmas, but I love having them up there. And then I'm just going to switch out my crock for a Halloween crock, and then a Ray Dunn bowl, and a eat, drink, and be scary sign. And then we're going to move on to the coffee bar. I really didn't do much here. I'm just switching out the coffee mugs. I'm adding Halloween related mugs and the travel mugs or the travel cups, and some Halloween straws, and just some more of my little Halloween cake pops that we DIY'd. And that is it for this area.
So that's it for our Decorate with Me for the living room and the kitchen. I hope you enjoyed it. Thanks for stopping by and spending some time with me and Maggie today. We really love having you. We hope that if you are not a subscriber, that you would consider being a part of our YouTube family by hitting the subscribe button and the notification bell so you're alerted each time we upload a video, which is typically every Sunday. It usually hits at 12 a.m. every Sunday morning. So you can wake up with Maggie and I if you choose to. We also want to thank those that regularly view, and we hope that whether you're a subscriber or you're just a viewer, that you would hit that like button, because that really does help my channel quite a bit. And I'm new, so I'm really hoping to continue to grow and bring you some fun content. Maggie really enjoys it as well. So we're not done decorating for Halloween. We still have quite a few areas to get through, and we hope that you come back and join us for some more Decorate with Me's. And we also have some fun things coming up, day in the life things coming up. So I really hope you stick around. Until next time, bye.